welcome back to Robin Reviews. This is going to be my third TV show now I've talked about. As you'll recall, my last video I did X-Files with Funko. Before that, I've also done Lost. I guess it's fourth because I just did some on The Office too, but I'm not sure if I'd put The Office in my top 10 of all-time shows. It's more top 10, Lost, X-Files. And I think Friends would probably round out very near the bottom. I know, actually, it's a very divisive show. Some people, I find that there's very few people who just are whatever about the show. I find that people either hate it or they love it. And so I debated, I went back and forth about whether I wanted to do start with my favorite characters and go to the least favorite, or start with least favorite, go to favorite. So I'm actually going to start with my favorites this time. And just to be clear for this, I'm not talking about the acting. Like, I'm not saying that because I love this character means they're a terrible actor or actress. That's not true. I think they're all fantastic actors and actresses, but there's some characters I just do not like nearly as much as others, and there's some that I can't. It's not that I can't stand. I just very rarely find their scenes funny. And so before I start, because I want to know if anyone has any guesses. I decided to double them up here. I actually originally put them all side by side, but my super fancy cake spinner is not that big, and so I thought I'll double them up. I'll just make sure that it's very clear which I'm talking about. So, any thoughts? I'm just going to leave it out there for a minute. We'll start with, I always give a bit of a pause, because if you're watching this and you decide you're going to watch the whole thing, I'll give you an opportunity to guess. So right now, if you're watching, who do you think my favorite character is? So for this one, we're going to skip these two, and we're going to stop right there, and I'm going to see if I can fiddle with this a little bit to get the, let's see if I can I go down? There we go. See, it always looks blurry on mine, but then I find after it's not. So my favorite character, his face looks very yellow there. My favorite character is Chandler, and I got to be honest, it's not that close. Now, when I say that, my second favorite isn't far, but it's like by far my favorite. And I just find because Chandler has, for me at least, the most diverse opportunities throughout the seasons to be funny. I find that he can be funny with a group, but also by himself. And I think part of the reason I find him so funny is because he reminds me of me. And I think too, I know that Matthew Perry went through a tough time. I was very open about it now. And you can see, actually, if you watch some of the seasons, that he's very open about his addictions and things he's going through when he just doesn't look as healthy as others. I can't fault him too much. I mean, some of my favorite moments involve Chandler all the time in the show. A couple that come to mind is when he's trapped in an ATM vestibule with Jill Goodacre, and Chandler saying gum would be perfection. I mean, it's just awkward, maybe that resonates with me. And to make that scene funny, you do need Joey as well. But I think my favorite episodes, either the trivia, when especially, again, it's with Joey, but like, oh, you're shooting with Althea, nice shooting. Or when he's in the box. It's just so good, knocking. It's just that's the type of person I'd be like joking around about it. But yeah, it's just a great character. I think that Matthew Perry rocked it. Even his reactions when he has Eddie as the roommate, and he's just so good. So Chandler is my favorite. Next favorite, make sure to zoom in. Where are we going here? There he is. Big giveaway. Let me fix that glare, because we can't do that to Joey. There we go. I'm just going to move the light for this one. Joey is my second favorite character. And again, when I say it's not close, that's just how much I like Chandler. But I can honestly say that when it comes to my Friends characters rankings, there's three levels. There's the top two, which are miles ahead of the middle two, which are multiple miles ahead of the bottom two. And I love, side note, I love how on the Funko they're holding Chicken Duck. Now Joey, I mean, so he's my second favorite, and by a wide margin over number three. But I don't love what they did with the character. He just, and I think I mentioned this before in a video that I did. One of my biggest pet peeves is when shows change characters too much, and one of those I'll mention in a bit. But Joey just, I mean, he just alternates a bit between like who he is. His intelligence even changes. I mean, he's never really that smart, but it just seems he just seems to change too much for me. But again, there's too much good about that role. When Matt LeBlanc, and first of all, I love the fact that Matt LeBlanc like dyed his hair from white to brown for the show. You'd think, he's too young for that, but no. Like when he realizes that he's 31, when he builds the entertainment unit, when he gets locked in the entertainment unit and says, "Oh, he said he wasn't going to take the chairs." Some of the, I'd say, funnier sight gags, like Charlton Heston opening the shower, or that's the one that just came to mind. There's a few others, but he's a sweet guy. I mean, he always has a big heart for his friends. And again, he didn't change as much as one of the other friends did. But if you watch like who Joey is as a person in like season 1 and who he is in season 10, and if you compare like how he is with like how his intelligence is, it just changes a lot. And I mean, one of my other favorite moments in the show is Joey doesn't share food. Or when at the end of that episode when he's just covered in chocolate, he says, "I'm not even sorry." So he's so good. He's not number 2, and I know I didn't come up with a good example there for changing, but again, I love the character. I just, again, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with either season 1 Joey or season 10 Joey. I just find it distracting when a character seems to be very different. Okay, so now 1 and 2, miles below. Maybe not miles, but a fair bit below. Let's go this way. Is not Ross, is Rachel. Now, this one, in a conversation we just got me a bit of flack because there were some disagreements about how funny Rachel is. Now, again, this list I'm giving is not the funniest characters. I mean, it just so happens that Joey and Chandler are, I find, the funniest, but they're also my favorite. Rachel grows on me. Like when we first meet Rachel, I don't like the character. The whole Paulo thing, everything. I don't like it. But she grows. She grows on me. That whole scene when she handcuffs Chandler to the filing cabinet, which I only learned recently was a blooper. The whole opening when it hits him in the head and he gives her that look. She just has some really great moments. Her and Ross, and you'll notice Ross is coming up, but her and Ross, when they're arguing about who initiated it, is so good. The episode where Joey reads her novel about Stella and the vicar, and how she finally creeps him out by being like, "Yeah, come on!" Like, it's so good. There's a lot of episodes I don't love with Rachel, and her and the next one, I almost said, you might have heard it by what I said, her and number 4 on my list are very interchangeable. I just find Rachel a little bit funnier. To be clear, though, because it's a question that everyone asks if you're talking about the show, is yes, I think Ross and Rachel want a break. The main reason for that, and I think it's pretty evident, is actually because Rachel herself, the day after, says to Ross, "Can I be your girlfriend again?" Now, some couples, when they take a break, they're still dating, but they just need some space. But she thought they'd broken up. Like, she didn't even think they were on a break. She thought they were broken up. Like, no break, it's over. Now, to be clear, I'm not excusing Ross. I think it's completely out of character that Ross would, like, be in love with her for how many years just to, like, yes, I know he thought she was with Mark, but just to really quickly do that, I'm not defending that, but it is very clear that Ross thought they were on a break. Rachel technically thought they were broken up. And so there's that. But Rachel would be my number 3. Um, yeah, her character grows on me. I actually had wished, to be honest, at the end of the show that she'd either gone to Paris or they didn't get back together. But maybe that's just me. Yeah, I mean, and what's the other thing I was going to say with Rachel? The eye drops. It's so good. Like, just, again, those are just funnier moments. Again, I'm going to go on to number 4. Now, again, I said the number 3 and number 4 are very interchangeable. They are. I just find number 4 a little bit more annoying, and so as a character, I can't put her above Rachel. Yes, it's her. Ross is in bottom 2. So the question is, am I talking about Monica or talking about Phoebe? And I, controversially, am talking about Monica. What can I say about Monica? So, I mean, the character of Monica actually is probably one of the more well-rounded characters. I mean, because she's got Chandler, and she's got her brother, and the best friend, and, she was roommates with Phoebe, and her and Joey, give each other the googly eyes when she asked him, I think if he wants some lemonade. So she's got a lot of connections, and she's a really well-rounded character. No, that's not pun intended. I don't know. There's something about her character that I just find really annoying. Whether it's her, I know. I mean, it's no Janice with her laugh, but there's something about the character that I just find very dislikable. Very competitive. And that's not a bad thing because I'm very competitive, but I can't even describe it. But the funny thing is about this list that I'm doing is right now I can't describe exactly why Monica bugs me. But she still ranks above 2 of them. So I'm just being honest there. So it's a little weird, but I do find Monica as a character funnier, more enjoyable, even as annoying than the last 2. Courtney Cox, I mean, you did really well with the role, just something about the character. Now, the last two are the last 2. I find one of them annoying. The last one I find annoying. I find one of them also annoying for different reasons, but they're also the least funny. And so what I'm going to do is I'll just keep going. I was going to do a drum roll, but my second least favorite character is Ross. Yeah, we know what that means. We'll get to her in a sec. Ross. So, okay. There are certain moments that I find Ross funny. Seldom. He's also very annoying. Maybe it's a Geller thing. I don't know. But his character changes way too much. And what I mean by that is, like, in the first season, I mean, he's going through a lot personally, but first few seasons, I guess, he's really smart. I mean, to the point where he's annoying, like the whole paleontology thing. Like, yeah, it's a little annoying, but he's a smart guy, and he's fairly confident. I mean, I know he still struggles with approaching Rachel and sharing his feelings, but as a person, he's very comfortable with his own skin. But as the seasons go on, and I know, yeah, he gets divorced 3 times, and he goes through more things, but he just becomes very sniveling and insecure and not that smart. And I get people can change. But this is just too big of a change. I like paleontology Ross from the beginning, though when he's very sweet on Rachel, he's smart, maybe obnoxiously slow at times again, especially like arguing, Jurassic Park with Phoebe, which was one of their rare humorous moments. But he just changes too much, and I just find the sniveling, insecure character again probably acted on point for David Schwimmer, but there's something about it. He's this character I find the second least funny in the whole show. Yes, he has some moments, but so much of his character is just tied into failing at things, whether it's marriages or whatever. It just doesn't go well for him, and so I don't like him. But I like him more, and this got me in trouble actually in a conversation. This person, as you know, Phoebe, she's at the top of some of my friends' lists as the best characters. I just can't. I know that's not an excuse, but I just don't find Phoebe funny. Again, that's not saying there's no moments where I laugh where she's involved, but the whole like floopy, quirky, whatever you want to call it, I can't get on board with. Yeah, I just and prove me wrong. Like you could try. I mean, I've watched the series a few times to know. It just, yeah. I'm going to leave it at that. I know it's not fair, and I know I should be coming up with better examples, but I also don't have to because, frankly, if there's 5 characters I like more than her, then, well, that's just the case. But again, for me, like Joey and Chandler. I mean, Chandler is top. Joey and Chandler are like in a group by themselves, and then Rachel and Monica together, and then Ross is only mildly better than Phoebe, but really I would probably rather rank them 1A, 1B, and 2A, and 2B, and 3A, and 3B, although that would give Phoebe a 3 instead of a 6, so I'm going to leave it as is. Now, quickly, because I'm already rambling on a lot, I do like what Funko did with the Pops. They all have something unique to them, and so Rachel, she's in her waitress outfit. Phoebe's got her guitar. Monica's in her chef's outfit. Joey's got the duck. Chandler's got the chick. And Ross has Marcel. Now, these are the OG ones. I know they've come out with more. I really one day want to get the flocked Chandler when he's in his pink bunny outfit from one of the later seasons. But I think they did a great job. And even though I don't find Phoebe funny or Ross slightly more so than Phoebe, still love to have the whole set. What I didn't realize until tonight, I'm going to give you 2 examples if I can. So some of the boxes on the OG ones actually have a small bit of cardboard where it says Phoebe Buffet. I don't know why this is. Some don't, like the Ross here doesn't. But Rachel, as well as Monica and Chandler, and so 3 out of the 6 have a small, it's the same material the box is made out of. You can't really tell there. You can sort of even tell there. And I'm guessing maybe there was a pretty widespread spelling mistake. Maybe the E and the O. I'm not going to take it off because I'm not that curious. And so maybe Funko thought instead of putting them out there like that, they would just do this quick fix. And so I'm glad they fixed them eventually, but it's just an interesting thing that I noticed. I mean, I certainly understand, especially in the earlier years. I mean, this is 2017, so this is a later one. So maybe they had a batch they put out, and then they fixed their mistake. But yeah, let me know your list in the comments. Like, subscribe when you're able. I probably offended some people, and that's okay. What's interesting is, other than a couple exceptions, and I've had this conversation a few times recently, Chandler seems to be near the top for a lot, so that's comforting to know. But I'd love to know your list, so let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.